All right, and welcome to the Homeschool Podcast, everybody. I appreciate you tuning back in. You know my feelings on it. I know you got a lot of options for podcasts, so the fact that you tune in, it means a lot to us here at the Homeschool Podcast. I'm Augustino Zoida, the host. I'm here with my co-host, Kevin Lyons, and our guest, Sean Carrigan.
What's going on, guys?
Back in this motherfucker.
Yeah, you know it.
It's good to have you back, buddy. This episode is brought to you by the DeLorean Motor Company watches, just in time for the holidays, you guys. Just for that special person in your life who is a watch fanatic. Here's one that they definitely don't have. How dope is it that the DeLorean Motor Company makes watches? Okay, if you've got a person that's a watch collector or a big fan of the '80s, or especially a big fan of the Back to the Future movies, I mean, these guys made the DeLorean car, okay, and now they make watches, and you can get an official DMC watch. Just click the link in the description, and you're going to get 15% off. I'm already hooking you up for the holidays, okay? Scratch that off your list.
I'm already hooking you up.
Also, this episode is brought to you by Masterclass. I personally think that this is also a great gift for the holidays, but you know what? Sometimes you got to treat yourself too. But Masterclass has never made it easier to perfect your craft or just to go further in achieving your dreams or just getting better at what you're interested in, whether it's a career or a hobby. I mean, if you're a comic, an actor, or you want to at least learn or write screenplays, whatever it is, it's all on there, and it's never been easier to take a class, because I know it's on the back of your mind, but you don't have the money or the time to go to a class every week. But now you can do it in the comfort of your own home. All right, you guys, so click the link in the description and sign up for Masterclass today. You can go ahead and just pick one class that you want to take, and you can buy it outright just for that one class. But I recommend doing the monthly fee. All right, you guys, so for $20 a month, you can have access to the entire website. Take your time, do it on your schedule, and take as many classes as you want. Maybe do the comedy and the acting, or the screenplay and the filmmaking. Just mix it up, and then whenever you feel like you've done all the ones that you're interested in, you can cancel it at any time if you want. All right. So just go ahead and click the link in the description and sign up for Masterclass today. All right, you guys. So we're gonna have fun today. It's always great to have Sean Carrigan in the house. Yeah. And
sorry, let me turn my phone off. Sorry about that.
You handled no. I didn't hear nothing. You're good. It's Homeschool Podcast, guys. Let's do it.
Please take your seats. School is now in session.
Homeschool Podcast.
Homeschool. The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to do that at all. All right. Whoa. See, you did it too.
Happened. Yeah.
It's tricky.
It is tricky.
We're back. I wanted to have Sean back in. Thank you, by the way, for coming in. I know you're a busy dude.
No, thanks for having me, man.
And sorry, I can't say what I was just gonna say.
What?
I can't even say it. I can't even say it on the air, bro. Yeah. I'll tell you afterward.
All right.
It's just you specifically said you didn't want to talk about something, and I was gonna be like, "You're a busy dude doing this," and then it would have been hilarious because we just said we weren't gonna talk about it. No, man. I got to go watch the movie a couple weeks ago. I was pumped for it to come out because I know that you told me that you were in it. I think maybe earlier. I don't. When did you film that movie?
Well, tell them what movie. I don't think
I'll tell them in a second, bro. I'm building up a reveal. Here.
I actually went I think it was last July. I think is when I.
2018.
Yeah, 2018. I went over. I was the first week of shooting over in France. It was the first week of principal photography.
Yeah.
And so I got to go over there. The only actors from the movie that went over there, I'm sorry, they weren't French actors, were me and Christian Bale. And I got to go with James Mangold and the rest of the camera crew and some of the producers. And I was in Le Mans for a week.
Wow.
Oh,
It was really cool. And then I got to shoot the last 2.5 weeks when they were here in LA. So there was a big gap in between when I shot.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing was at the end, I was on the last day of shooting. I was on the first day of shooting and the last day of shooting. And
oh, that's cool.
And so Jim came up to me at the end, and he was like, "First and last, baby. First and last."
Yeah. He was like, "We've been here the whole time, motherfucker. We're working our ass off."
Exactly.
That's crazy. So you must have told me early 2018, because I remember you telling me that you booked this film and you were excited to fly out and go film it. And I was super excited. And I was excited for you, especially when you told me, like, I didn't even know what the movie was or what it was about, but you were like, dude, I'm in a movie with Christian Bale and Matt Damon. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, congratulations, you know what I mean? And then it finally came out.
Yeah.
And I think I saw it, not opening weekend, but like the following weekend.
Also, my buddy John Bernthal's in it too.
Yeah, dude. He's great in it, by the way. So we're talking about Ford versus Ferrari. Fucking, I finally got to go see it, dude. Great film, bro.
Oh, thanks.
Great film.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, man.
I liked it a lot. Bernthal's great in it, dude. He's great in everything.
He's great in everything.
Like, what the fuck is he not great in? I can't wait for the Newark movie to come out, which is the Sopranos.
Oh yeah,
That he's in that too, right?
Yeah, he's in that
Isn't
too.
he fucking like Tony Soprano's father?
I'm pretty sure.
but young.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
That's sort of what it is. I'm going based off what I've read online.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't know the exact details. But yeah.
But in this movie, he plays Lee Iacocca.
Lee Iacocca.
Yeah. What'd I say?
Lee Iacocca.
Okay, that's what I thought it was the whole time.
That's all right.
It's my first time watching the Bad to the Bone
It's
music
okay,
video,
man.
bro.
That's all right. It's okay, man.
But yeah, he just did a great job, man.
Yeah, he was
so did you.
fantastic. Yeah, he was great. Christian Bale was great. Christian Bale is fantastic. Matt Damon's fantastic. They're all fantastic. And so it was when we first went to go shoot the movie, the movie's in Europe, the movie's called Le Mans 66. And,
okay.
And so when we first shot it, when we first went to go shoot it, that was the title of the script. That was the title of all our call sheets and everything. And so I didn't realize they were going to call it Ford versus Ferrari. And then
Out here in the States only, huh?
It's only in the States they call it Ford versus Ferrari.
Wow.
Yeah, overseas it's
So when
Le
you
Mans
saw like a
66.
billboard for it, were you like, oh, that's not the movie I'm in?
Well, I felt like an idiot there for a second. I was like, man, I've been telling everybody this is Le Mans 66.
Yeah.
And so
Everyone's all looking, when's this movie coming out, Sean?
yeah. And people are like, are you sure you know what you're in this movie? You don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
But it was, man, going over to France was incredible. Stuff like this happens sometimes in your career. I hadn't been working for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I got this.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I was flying to France.
That's awesome.
That's great.
That's so
And,
cool.
I was on a train to Le Mans, and I got there, and it was right when the World Cup was going on.
Oh, really?
And France won the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, these people lost their mind.
So the town was off the hook.
Oh man, it was crazy. Everybody came out. They were jumping on cars. It was insane. It was insane. These Frenchies lost their mind.
These Frenchies.
Yeah. And
Were we staying in a hotel over there?
yeah. I stayed in one of the hotels that a lot of the racers stay in when they race.
Really?
So
Oh,
it was
that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. And then I got to go to the museum and check out all the race car, the history of all the different race cars and everything. It was incredible, man.
That's what I liked about this movie is all the history that they put in it. You know what I mean? I vaguely knew of the story.
Mm-hmm.
When you told me what it was about when I saw the trailers, I didn't really know necessarily what this was going to be about.
Right.
But when I went to go see the movie, I was like, oh yeah, so this is about this part of the story, which I kind of knew about.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know about Carroll Shelby.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about him, but you don't really know about the Christian Bale's character,
Ken Miles. I don't think a lot of people knew about him.
the actual driver of the Ford, the very first ever Ford racing vehicle.
Yeah,
right?
it was what happened was they engineered it to try to beat Ferrari because because of the Ferrari made a laughing stock out of them when they tried to buy Ferrari. And,
That's right.
And so then I think it was just egos and
I love that they have Enzo Ferrari portrayed in it, and you just love that dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who that actor is, but he was great.
he was fantastic.
You just love it. He's like a douche, but you like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every Italian.
Those Italians.
That was great, man.
Well, I'll tell you, it was really cool, and then it was interesting being on the set that first week in France and then coming on at the end. Because I feel like I had missed out on this long journey that everybody had been through, the cast and the crew.
How far in between that was that?
It was a few months.
Yeah.
It was a few months break. So
You were probably eager to see it too, huh?
yeah, I visited the set when the scene where Lee Iacocca comes to Carroll Shelby's garage
Yeah.
He tries to talk him into it.
Yes.
I visited the set on that day.
Oh, cool.
And so I got to, see what was going on. I came to visit John and stuff. But, other than that was really my only other time other than when I shot. And
where was all that? Where it was like an airplane hangar, where the garage was, wasn't it?
Well, that was over in downtown Los Angeles.
Really?
Yeah.
Where Carroll Shelby had like his.
Yeah, it was like it looked like it was just a regular, big warehouse that they had converted into a big car shop.
Oh wow! I thought that was like, I'm like, oh man, maybe that was Burbank or something. It looked like an airplane hangar over there.
No. But look, the playing this character was really cool.
Yeah.
I got to play Walt Hansgen, who was an incredible driver. Guy was, he grew up. He was a self-made, racer. He grew up in New Jersey, working in his dad's auto body shop, and just knew cars. And at the age of 32, he just decides all of a sudden he wants to become he goes to Watkins Glen, watches the guys race. His buddy took him to Watkins Glen, watches the guys race, and says, "Hey, I can do this." Comes home, goes, takes a loan, comes home to his wife with an XK 120 Jaguar. And his wife's like, "What is this?" He goes, "I'm going to start racing this."
Holy shit!
His wife almost leaves him over it.
Oh, geez.
Was he like pretty young?
Yeah, he was 32.
32,
He was
yeah.
32. But that's when he started racing at 32 years old.
Wow.
And next thing you know, 2 years later, he wins Watkins Glen in a car he built by himself called the Hansgen Special, which is modeled after that XK 120 Jaguar XK 120.
Shit, dude.
The guy was incredible. He knew cars. He just understood cars. He knew how to maneuver a car. He just understood them. And they said that all he needed was one lap on a course, and then he knew everything. He knew exactly how to turn, where the car was the strongest, when it was the weakest, what it needed. He was incredible. And then he just kept winning. He became an incredible racer. And once you start winning like that, then he got sponsored by Briggs Cunningham, and then I think later Maserati signed him. And
Damn.
Then at the end it was Ford. And what you don't get to see in the film, because the film unfortunately it didn't, my France stuff didn't make the film. But what you don't see is he goes off the night before Le Mans, and he goes on a test run of Le Mans, and it was raining that night. And they didn't really want him to be going as hard as he was, and he started to lose a little control, and he tried to take an escape route, exit route. And in '65, when he raced, it was an escape route. In '66, they had put up a concrete barrier to protect the spectators, and he hit it head first. Went into a coma, and he never woke up. And then he died 5 days later in France.
How was that at the same race that he raced that it's portrayed in the film, or no?
Yeah,
it's the same exact.
It's the night before. The night before that race, Walt crashed headfirst into a concrete wall.
Wow.
In a concrete barrier that was there to protect the spectators.
Oh shit!
They kind of they portrayed your character. I feel like to be like the guy for Christian Bale to beat in the Daytona race.
Yeah, he was a formidable racer. He was a great racer. But outside of the car, he was a great guy.
I'm sure. Yeah. How did you feel portraying someone who was real?
It was an honor, and especially the more I read about the guy.
Yeah.
I just realized
that's something that you decided to do, to go read on the dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I really wanted to know what made this guy tick and his history, and it just gives you something more to kind of feel and play when you're getting into character. Even though that my character wasn't the biggest part. I mean, it's not the biggest part of the film. I mean, I'm just a supporting. I'm just a cog in the wheel. But
No,
it helps to understand
Yeah.
these guys, and and it also you gain so much more respect when you're around these cars and when you're in the car and being in the cars and driving around, being around all those racers, and it was one of the most exhilarating things I've ever done.
How much driving did you get to do in prep?
Not much.
Yeah.
What they do is they put you in. They take care of all that, man. They put you in a. They put you in what's called sometimes they call it a biscuit. It's called something else otherwise. But basically, what it is that they connect the front axle to the back of a turbocharged truck, and you're part of this truck this guy's driving.
Yeah.
And he's coordinating it all, and you can hear him through we all have headphones in our helmets, we all have earpieces, and you can hear him. We got walkies, and you can just hear him coordinating it like a symphony. We're gonna go up high up on this turn, then we're gonna come down low, and I'm pretending that I'm driving, and there's 4 cameras on the hoods and on the hood. There's 4 cameras on the hood.
Wow.
And you're just reacting to it. And
How fast is he pulling you along?
Oh yeah, well over 100 miles.
Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, man. It's real, man. You're out there in the scrum, man. You're out there in the mix of it.
That's cool though.
The camera's capturing you.
Oh yeah, man. And I'm just going like I'm,
like you're driving.
like I'm driving it.
Good thing I don't get motion sickness, bro. I think I might throw up.
Man, it was wild. I'll never experience. I don't know unless I do another racing film. I don't think I'll ever experience anything like that again.
Fuck, dude.
It was
cool though.
It was so awesome.
This truck is going over 100 miles an hour, and he's just dragging you along.
Yeah,
And they're just filming it.
Yeah, I was like part of it. Yeah, and other cars are
That's how they did everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Bale's cars rigged the same way.
A lot of that stuff. He did some of his own driving too, though.
Wow.
But for the most part, that and stunt drivers. I mean, look, you gotta have respect for these guys that do this. They're some of the best drivers in the world.
Yeah.
And we had them on this film, and it was something else. And we had some sick cars. It was just awesome.
That's cool.
It was just
man.
awesome.
Dude, it did look badass. One scene that stands out to me in particular, since you talk about having respect for what these guys do, is the guy who plays Henry Ford Jr., who is
Henry Ford II. Yeah,
Henry Ford II.
Tracy Letts.
Yeah, he is, obviously, the president CEO of Ford, and he's kind of like this, I don't want to call him a douche, but he's kind of like this arrogant guy, and he wants things his way, and not really the best. You're not really rooting for him,
right.
And he's not rooting for Christian Bale to be the driver. And I just love when Carroll Shelby, aka Matt Damon, takes him out and he gets him in the car. Yeah, why don't you sit down in the car you paid for there, buddy? and he sits down and he's like, oh yeah, this is nice, and then all of a sudden he just goes like, takes off and takes him on like a little ride, and the guy's like starts crying because it's that scary. You have like I was like getting claustrophobic in the movie theater just watching it, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's man, going that fast, it's like rocket ship, man.
Yeah.
It takes off, and you're feeling it, and you're strapped in, and you're in this car, and it's just the engine's roaring, and the other cars are roaring around you. It was just
Did you feel scared?
The only time I had like a little moment where I kind of got a little shifty.
Yeah.
Was we were coming around one turn, and the guy that was next to me like kind of came up, and he bumped the camera on the front right side, and I was like, I was like, oh yeah, this is still kind of dangerous. But I think they were also just, they were trying to get super close.
Yeah.
But I mean, that guy driving the truck pulling you, he could wipe out just like a
yeah.
racer could.
That was the one moment where I realized, oh yeah, this is still kind of dangerous.
Absolutely, dude. Before that scene, I would have gone up to the guy driving that truck and been like, bro, I gotta let's get a rapport with each other.
What did you do last night?
Look, you have to put a lot of trust in these guys.
Sure.
And look, man, these guys, they can do this stuff with their eyes closed.
Yeah,
They're excellent drivers, incredible drivers.
Obviously.
You just put your trust in them.
I don't know, man. Look at the guy who you played. You know,
Yeah.
even he had an accident.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we weren't really racing. It was
Yeah.
choreographed, but
No, but for sure. No, the
yeah.
guy who
Sure.
you play in real
I mean,
life.
yeah, absolutely. Walt. I mean,
He's a great driver.
he was an excellent driver.
Yeah.
And you're right, but
Did he have any kids or anything like that? That
he
they would go to the
yeah,
premiere?
He had a wife and 2 kids, but I think this is '66. I don't even know where they are.
So you
these
wouldn't know about
days.
grandkids or anything like that?
I really don't.
Huh.
Who knows? Maybe I'll reach out to him at some point.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm sure if they're out there, they've seen the film
yeah.
by now, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, he was a fantastic driver, man.
That's really cool.
And it was a very abrupt end to his career, to a very long career. I mean, he had multiple wins at Virginia International Raceway.
How long
or
was he
Speedway.
racing for?
He raced from 1951 to 66, so
Okay.
14
Oh, wow.
years.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm glad that you I'm glad that you got to know so much about him for your character that you're kind of letting people know about him, because they don't really dig deep into this dude in the movie.
No,
The movie's not necessarily about him.
Sure, and that's one thing I was kind of bummed that scene, about him crashing didn't make it. But it's a long film, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it takes away from some of the to the ending of the
Yeah.
movie.
And they filmed that crash for you. Is that
Oh
right?
no! It was you see him drive off, and then they come, and then
okay.
in the script, Ray McKinnon comes to his door. Who played Phil Remington? He comes to his door and says, "Hey, Walt crashed and it doesn't look good."
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. Yeah. That I mean, you had all those scenes were from Daytona then, not the Paris race where you were racing with Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
that's all Daytona. That's all Daytona.
So you're in cars next to Christian Bale, or was it just shot at differently?
No, we shoot all our stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, individually with the cameras and all that stuff, and but Christian wasn't in the car next to me. That was an actual.
So that was later. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to ruin the movie. I don't
No,
want to
yeah,
get too
I won't.
much.
I
Hey,
definitely
look, man,
won't.
I don't want to let's not go. Show the guy behind the curtain too much.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's leave a little bit of.
Did
fantasy.
you get to meet Christian Bale at all?
Yeah. I met him in France.
Nice.
We were in France. He was a great guy and really awesome actor, and he was very gracious. And
He's such a good actor, dude. I love
he's
him.
incredible, man, and he was really nice, and we talked about our characters and how dangerous it was that all the stuff that these guys did. I mean, these guys were dying all the time.
Yeah.
They were dying all the time.
I'm sure.
It was, in races, these guys would crash and, be in critical condition or sometimes die. I mean, it was a very dangerous sport, and especially back then.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it still is. It's still dangerous, but
Yeah.
but back then you just didn't have the safety features that you have these days.
Right, of course not, man.
Oh.
Shit,
So-
scary.
so it
Those
was
guys
good.
were fucking
Yeah.
had huge balls, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then.
So So Christian, he was cool, and Matt Damon was super cool, and
You have lines with Matt Damon.
I had lines with both of them.
Oh, okay. Sorry. In the film that was released, they you had a little scene there with Matt Damon when you get out of the car during the pit stop. That was pretty
Sure.
cool, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
I think that it's definitely going to get some Oscar buzz.
Yeah, let's hope, man.
What do you think it will?
Rumor has it. I mean, some people are picking it to get nominated.
I think it definitely will for a couple of things. Probably Best Picture, maybe screenplay, maybe even director, but
I think I think it'll get nominated for probably all three of
for
those.
all of that, yeah. Maybe even some Best Actor for either of them.
I think so too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'd rather see that get nominated than fucking Irishman.
Why did you not like the Irishman?
Did you like the Irishman?
I like the Irishman.
It's not that I don't like it. It's
I mean,
just,
I took a nap in between.
Yeah.
That's I
Yeah.
fell asleep halfway through and I
it
didn't
doesn't
finish
blow
it.
you away. There's nothing.
Yeah.
They had an agenda.
Yeah.
Their agenda was Martin Scorsese's, masterpiece, and he's gonna get like the original like actors who have been in his mob movies and back for one last mob, and that was their agenda. And it wasn't. It was hyped up for that, and it wasn't great.
Yeah, well, I think they also told the story. I think
The story was told.
I think that was the agenda, was to tell the story of Jimmy Hoffa. And there was a lot of stuff that I saw that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Which I think
I'm not saying it wasn't interesting.
I thought it was very interesting and informative.
Yes. But so are documentaries.
Sure. And I'm watching World War II documentaries lately, and so
Right, they're interesting.
So it's along the same lines.
Yeah.
I feel like I watched the Hoffa documentary, and now
Yeah.
I watch the World War II.
I don't know, man. It
documentary.
was like, it's 3.5 hours of my life, and like, listen, bro, like, I don't have enough comedy fucking bookings in my calendar to afford to sit on the couch for 3.5 hours, unless you're gonna fucking show me something great.
Right.
It was by no means a masterpiece.
Yeah, but it was
You know
still.
what I mean?
Look, man, it was fantastic. I think
The acting's fantastic.
Fantastic, and I think you also got to understand I'm sure that's how these guys were, and that's why I was fascinated by it. Is I'm sure these guys were mellow guys that and they're like, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's what it felt like. It felt
Yeah.
real when
It
I was
felt
watching
real.
it. I liked it. The only my only real complaint about it was like the de-aging stuff. And like in his eyes, like the whole time I was watching De Niro's eyes, I'm like, why do his eyes look so weird? His eyes look weird.
Well, because they're CGI'd
Yeah.
and they made him blue to make him seem like he's Irish.
Okay, well, the only problem I had
that was my only problem.
My only problem with
Yeah.
it was when they showed the flashback scene of him stomping on the guy.
Right.
Oh yeah. Wait, at
De
the
Niro-
grocery store?
De Niro,
Of his hand?
Yeah, and he's like trying to. It's like, couldn't they get a stunt guy who didn't didn't look like an old man trying?
It's a CGI anyway.
That's right. Now I do remember it because
Do you
the guy who
remember?
like pushed his daughter or something at the grocery store.
Yeah,
And
so
it's
he's like
just
stomping on him, and he's.
I'm like, did his foot even touch the guy? What's
Yeah, but
going
he
on?
looks like he looks like an old man.
Man, that's so true. Like, that's not even really his real face. So like, you could have just gotten any guy to do that.
Get somebody else to do that. Get a stunt guy who looks.
And it was like from the back. We would never know.
Yeah. Do I need to see? Look how old Robert De Niro is.
He's old,
Can't
man.
stomp a guy like he used to.
I would be fine if like some of the movie was CGI'd, for him to look younger, but it was all CG. The majority of the like Robert De Niro old is a very short part of the movie. So like it's all CGI'd, and it's like that's not a fucking Scorsese masterpiece, bro.
I enjoyed it.
Here's what I do think though. I would like to see a supporting actor nomination for Pesci. I think he was great, even though they made him look young and old. He kind of like, you still saw his acting chops come through his face. I would also like to see a supporting, which I don't think it's ever going to happen. At least a nomination for Ray Romano, which I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think his character was big enough. But I just thought that he did a great job.
He did a great job. I mean,
You don't think it was like a nomination piece?
yeah.
It's because I'm knowing him from comedy to this, and I just was like, whoa, like he really pulled it off. I thought he did excellent. And plus, I'm always rooting for the comic. I would love for a stand-up comedian to win an Oscar.
What about Sebastian?
Well, I mean, he didn't have a big enough part to win the nomination.
I know, but you're rooting for him. He's a comedian too.
I
was good.
Absolutely, always root for comics. He was good.
He was awesome.
He was casted. Did you get to that part yet?
No, I got to finish it.
Yeah, he was casted perfectly for
You still
that.
haven't finished it?
I still haven't
Are
finished
you still
it.
on your nap?
I'm still on my nap. I'm still napping right now.
Yeah.
I've been so busy. I haven't been able to
No,
watch
I
anything.
think Sebastian was phenomenal
He was
in
great.
it. He was great.
He was great.
I just think it's like a much smaller part than Ray's. That I don't think he'd be looking at any nomination. But overall, I think the movie's going to be considered for many, many things. But
Yeah.
I
don't listen, man. I don't care about the Irishman. I care about Ford versus Ferrari.
I do too.
That's what I
yeah.
like. I care about the film I'm in. I want that. I think our film is an incredible film. The way it's shot, you feel like you're in the car. You feel like you're in the race.
Yeah.
At certain moments.
It kept me entertained the whole time. My wife and I went to go see it. We both really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, and you know what? I think a lot of my buddy, I was trying to tell him he needed to go see it. He's like, "Yo, my girl doesn't want to go see it. She don't want to go see a racing movie." I was like, "It's so much more than that, though. This movie,
It's not a racing
It's got a
movie.
lot of heart. I'm telling you, she's gonna be surprised how good the movie is.
Do you
It
want to
really
know
is.
something? That when I first saw the billboard Ford versus Ferrari, I didn't put it together that was the movie you told me about.
Oh, right.
Because, you know, I didn't know the name of it either. Yeah. And my wife actually suggested to me that we go see it.
Oh, right.
And I was like, really? You want to go see that? I was like, in theaters? I was like, in theaters? Like, I hadn't seen a trailer yet.
Right, sure.
But, we both love both those actors. And she was like, yeah, man, like, let's go see it. And then, like, as time went on, I saw some trailers. Like, oh, duh, that's the one that Sean was telling me about.
Oh, okay.
And then, and I'm glad that I saw it because it was great. It was great.
Right. So you knew when going in. So it's not like you weren't surprised.
No, I wasn't there like, hey, fucking Sean.
Look at that idiot. Look at him.
Yeah, what? I didn't know he was gonna be. He told me it was gonna be a race car movie, but I didn't put.
He said Le Mans '66. That's not Le Mans '66.
It's Christian Bale, Matt Damon, but I mean, I just didn't put two and two together.
Yeah. It's so funny. By the way, for the record, I used to say Le Mans when I would, and I learned that the proper pronunciation is Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Le Mans.
That sounds very
Le
French.
Mans. Le Mans.
And that's the name of the race, the big race in the end.
Yeah, it's the 24-hour Le Mans.
Man, I want to ask you about other stuff, but I'm not going to give away the ending of the movie.
Yeah.
Because you probably researched the real story more than I did.
Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit.
Because I still haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't gotten a chance to go
let's
out
not
and
ruin
see
it for him.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
ruin
let's
it for
not.
me.
Come on.
Yeah, you got to go see it. I urge everybody. I mean, guys, check it out. It's a great film. I think that once a year there's only a couple of good films, really. And they're usually around this time of year that they get released. Like I thought that so far this year, like the Joker is phenomenal.
I saw it. Yeah, it was great.
It's great, right? And I think that Ford versus Ferrari is probably one of the ones I've been most entertained with. I went and saw Knives Out the other day.
Yeah, what happened? You didn't like it? Really?
First of all, way overhyped.
Is that right?
96 on Rotten Tomato
Yeah.
and 96 audience score too.
You're not buying that, huh?
Not buying it, bro.
It's a conspiracy.
I don't believe it.
Once everybody
Really?
likes it, he automatically doesn't
No,
like it.
I never look at the Rotten Tomato critic score. I always open up the full page and go, what's the audience saying?
Right.
And then you kind of compare the two. And then this one has 96 both.
Oh, really?
And I go watch it, and it's a solid 5.5 out of 10.
What?
Yeah, dude, it's very whatever. It's interesting. It's another Clue movie with like who did it in a little bit of a different way, and it was entertaining. I'll call it entertaining, but like a lot of propaganda, bro. A lot of propaganda. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And you would imagine that it takes place like in older times, right? When you watch the trailer,
That's what it looks like. Yeah. Is it
it's
now?
it's
It's
present,
modern day?
It's present modern day, and it's this old guy in this mansion that looks like it's from the 20s.
Oh, yeah.
It's modern day, and it is like nonstop like political talk
Oh, really?
throughout the like who murdered mystery type movie. It is nonstop like Trump this and Trump that and stuff like that. Yeah. It's modern day. And as soon as like opening scene is like one of the chicks who's like everyone's a great actor in it except for this one chick, and you'll know what I mean when you go see the movie. Opening scene, and she's like has a vape, and she's like, I almost forgot my vape, and like I was already like done with the movie right there in the beginning. I was like, oh, so I guess this is modern times.
You gotta be kidding me! A vape? What?
She's like, and you could tell they put little things in like that. And that's why it felt forced. Like they put things in to let you know
All right.
this is
Well,
modern time.
Well, I will definitely check this out.
Check it out,
Yeah,
bro.
and I'll see
Do
what's
it.
going on.
I go to a lot of screeners too. Did you get to see Ford versus Ferrari before it was released?
I saw it in Toronto, and then I saw it at the premiere here in
premiere.
in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
I saw it in Hawaii. At
That's an interesting place to premiere it.
Yeah, no, I saw it here in Hollywood.
A lot of race cars in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I like going. I go to like screenings sometimes. You see stuff and before they finish the edit. I went and saw the Mr. Rogers movie.
Oh, is that good? What's that? What's that like?
I heard that was good.
It's very good, but
I like the documentary. The documentary.
The
I haven't
documentary
seen the
was
documentary
great. The
either.
documentary is great. But it's very good, but I haven't seen the finished product yet. I saw it in the screen test.
This testing.
Oh,
phase.
oh.
So it was very good. There was one or two scenes that I would like absolutely never release.
Right.
That was just
So
a
maybe-
horrible scene.
Did you write did they
I
ask your opinion?
absolutely
And you
did
said,
the focus
yeah.
group, and I absolutely said that scene must
gotta go.
come out of the movie.
Do they have a vape in it? Is that
No. I mean, I don't know if I can say. I mean, the movie's already out. Why the fuck not, right? And who knows if that scene's even in it? But there's like this scene where like the main character, who's not Mr. Rogers, by the way, there's this dude,
journalist, right?
Captain Kangaroo.
the journalist.
Captain Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo.
The movie is about this particular story with Mr. Rogers and this one guy who's a journalist.
Okay.
So the journalist, like at one point, like hits his head or something, and like blacks out, and wakes up in the fantasy land of Mr. Rogers. Do you remember Mr. Rogers when they would go to with
Mr.
the
Rogers
puppets and the King Friday and shit like
Yeah.
that? He wakes up and he's walking around in like that world, going like, "Where am I?" Like that was his fantasy when he blacked out, hit his head.
Oh boy.
And it just feel the first second is you laugh because I remember everybody in the theater laughed. So I have a feeling they might keep it because everybody laughed.
Oh.
So everybody laughed because it was just like the guy was like, "What the
Right,
fuck is this?" So that is funny.
Were you the only guy who didn't
not
who didn't like that part?
I doubt it. But everyone laughed, even me, because the guy's like, why am I in Mr. Rogers' like puppet land? Was weird. But like after like 2 seconds, you're like, this scene was too long too. I was like, this is weird. It's got nothing to do with the movie. It was one of those ones. You ever watch the deleted scenes on the DVD? And you go, oh, I could see why they took that out, right? You ever do that? Like, it was definitely one of those scenes.
Right.
Yeah. But besides that, it's pretty good.
All right. Well, I'll be on the lookout for that.
So there you have it. I'm a tough critic, bro.
Yeah.
I actually heard that while filming the movie, Tom Hanks found out that he's related to Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. That.
What?
Yeah,
Did you
I
hear
heard
about
that.
that?
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
Did you also hear about that time Mr. Rogers got his car stolen?
No.
Mr. Rogers got his car stolen, and once the news got out that it was his car, the robbers brought it back with an apology note to Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, they
Is
grew up
that-
watching his show.
Yeah, that's like.
bet you
that's
that
what
happened.
Yeah, I read that a while ago.
You know what? That makes me feel good.
I know,
Yeah,
You
right?
know what I mean?
Be a dick,
it just
except
gives
to
you-
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, it gives you some, like, all right. There's even the criminals. They know. All right.
You don't mess with Mr.
This
Rogers.
dude's a good dude.
This guy's a good dude.
Did they have that scene? I guess it was like it was right before the show. Actually, he was. I think they were trying to cancel PBS, and he was in front of like either Congress or
No,
court, and he
it's
was-
not
and he
about
was
that part of his
No,
life.
but they didn't show that. But have
No.
you ever seen that? Because it's
The
on YouTube. You can watch
documentary.
it. Really?
Yeah.
You gotta watch that in the documentary.
It's in the
Oh
documentary.
yeah, it's okay.
But the movie's not about that part of
Yeah.
his life. It's
Yeah.
about when this journalist decided to do a piece on him.
Okay.
That's what it was about. And yeah, dude, the documentary really shows Fred Rogers and the person that he really was,
Yeah.
and you can't like hate him. Like you can't
No.
like. I mean, I would if I fucking stole his car, I'd bring it back too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But are you stealing cars, bro?
I know. I would steal his car. It's just sorry. What were you
I
gonna
was
say?
well. I was gonna say I was always like when I was a kid. I never really got into Mr. Rogers.
No.
He was never my cup of tea. But he had a big impact on a lot of people.
Well, even as a kid, I didn't really like. It was just the only thing on before Sesame Street,
Yes.
before and after Sesame Street. So you end up watching it and you're like, "Oh, this is boring. I want to see
Yeah.
fucking Snuffleupagus," you know.
I
and then, but
hated the
as an
puppets.
adult, especially because I work in that field, it's like realizing what he was actually like. I get what
Yeah.
he was doing now.
I wouldn't call it my cup of tea either. It was just something that was on.
Yeah.
And I hated when it was puppets or little dumb scenes and stuff like that, even as a kid. But I remember like whenever he would play like a "This is how they make stuff" type documentary, he would do stuff like that. I really always enjoyed
Let's
that.
go down to the post office and
Yeah.
see how they post office.
Right.
You know, like
Even if you like, I think all ages love him. And it's not necessarily because they love the show so much. It's just that we all remember the song, which feels nostalgic when you hear it. You're like, oh, I grew up on that. It's like, did you really? You just listened to the take the shoes off part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't really watch it.
Which what a classy guy. He would come in. He would take off his outdoor shoes, put on his inside shoes.
and the sweater. Actually, all of his
My wife
sweaters
makes
were
me do
knitted
that.
by his mom.
She does.
My wife makes me do that.
Hey, I started dating a girl and she asked me if I would take my shoes off. I was like, "Are you serious? This is gonna be a thing? Every time I come over here, I gotta take my shoes off."
Yeah.
Like eventually, I'll take my shoes off, and so I don't think it's gonna work out. I'm not doing it. I'm just not.
Because of that?
No, because of that, yeah, that's a big thing.
Just
that was-
switch to sandals, man. Just switch to sandals.
Nobody wants to see a man in a
I
sandal.
just don't, first off, I think it's rude. If you have a problem with somebody coming into your place with their shoes on, well, then take your carpet out and get a hardwood floor or something.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's
what I did. Okay? Because let me tell you, it's you don't know if somebody's got a hole in their sock or they got
That is my main concern. I'm like, crap, what socks
it's like
do I
maybe
get
it's laundry day and they got like
Yeah.
one they got a pink sock on with a white sock, or
Yeah.
maybe they're not wearing socks or whatever. Like, who knows? And I just think it's rude. And if you're inviting, the worst is I went to a party. This actually happened this last weekend. A friend of mine, she invited me over to the party, and it's a housewarming party, right? Mm-hmm. And so she's got hardwood floors. I walk in, and everybody's got their shoes off, and I'm like, well, what's going on here? I was like,
Yeah.
well, what's this about? She goes, yeah. I just, I don't want to drag some. I'm like, I'm not taking my boots off. I was like,
What did she say?
She was like, oh, come on. I was just,
Were they Asian?
no.
See, unless you're Asian, that's rude.
So I just said, all right, I'll take them off in a second, and then I just never took them.
I'll take them off in a second. What a little kid thing to say.
Yeah, I said, I'll take them off in a little bit.
5 more minutes.
And then when I was leaving hours later, I was like, hey, guess what? I never took my shoes off. She's like, I know, asshole. I saw you.
Oh, she's been watching you the whole time.
She was watching me the whole
You're
time.
like, I went outside,
But you know what? Hey,
and
look,
I came back in.
Hey, look. Whatever.
Listen, dude, I agree with you. Like, it is rude if you're going to have guests over
Yeah.
to ask people to take their
Ask
shoes
people,
off.
What do you?
I
ask everybody
understand
to
you
take their
want
shoes
clean
off.
floors, but when you throw a party,
Yeah,
you
that's
just
my
know
point. Yeah.
I'm
That's my
going to
point.
clean up after everyone
Yeah.
leaves.
Or at least bring those little
Shit's
things
gonna
that
get
you
dirty.
put over
Especially if
your
you
feet.
got a hardwood
Yeah.
floor.
You're
get the little
Swiffering afterwards
Swiffer
anyway.
Time. Swiffer time.
Yeah.
Okay?
But if you live with the person, see, if you lived with this girl that you're seeing, if you guys were married or if you lived together, it's a different story if she's asking you every day when you come in the house, could you, I work hard to keep the floors clean. It's not a party where it's one time thing. Could you try to, I get that. Like that,
It's a floor. What are we keeping the floor so clean for?
I mean,
just vacuum the goddamn thing. It gets messy. Let's just vacuum it. Let's clean it.
well,
Like,
they
the
walk
hell?
around
It's a
barefoot
god-
and they don't want that on their feet.
What? It's the floor. Okay, a floor is the floor.
That's
You
the-
think the floor is not getting the...
My wife gets pissed all the time because
It
the
makes
bottom
me
of her
nuts.
the bottom of her feet will get all like dirty, and she'll show me, look, my feet are fucking dirty, and it's because you walk in the house with shoes. I mean, she doesn't sound anything like that. She's not.
you should say, well, you should put your shoes on.
Well, you're the one walking around barefoot.
You should put your
What I
shoes on.
do is I have obviously my sneakers, and then I have outside slippers, and I have inside slippers.
Inside slippers.
So when I walk the dog, I slip on my outside slippers, and I walk the dog, and then I come
that's a
back
good-
in, and I
that's a
put
good
on my
deal.
inside slippers.
Sure. Hey, look, man. Your deal with
I found a great compromise.
Hey, listen. You're making it work, and I'm just not. I'm different that way.
So I always got my moccasins on in the house.
Yeah.
But they never have been outside, so they're not getting the house dirty.
Sure.
You know.
Well, that's the way Mr. Rogers did it. He
Yeah.
had it, and so you're in good company, buddy. I'm telling you.
But you know what?
What?
Can I tell you guys something?
Yeah, you secretly.
When my wife's not home,
You walk around in your shoes.
no. I use the inside slippers outside all the time.
Oh wow, you're a rebel.
Bro, I don't feel like changing them. I just take the dog right out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, sometimes I do it while she was home, but she already went to bed. Then I come in the bedroom. She was just like, "Were you outside with your inside slippers?" I was like, "No, I switched them when I came." I swear to God, this
Does
is
she
all
really
true.
ask you that?
She has.
She's asked you, did you go outside in your inside slippers?
Yes.
Did you go outside in your inside
Yeah.
slippers?
Yeah. I don't want to make it seem like I got this wife who's like a bitch or anything, because to be fair, compared to my last wife, it is like night and day of
Right,
how much
right.
happier I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna get in trouble if she finds out. It's just
Sure.
she might nag a little bit about it.
Sure, I mean,
she
look,
harps.
Listen,
She harps.
I think we've all been in relationships. You
Yeah.
you try to deal with minimum nagging. And
Yeah.
So the less nagging you have, or the less
And besides the nagging, it's just like, well, if that's gonna make you happy, I'll try. I'm not gonna be perfect, but I'll
Sure,
try to do it when I
sure,
remember.
sure.
It's just the little efforts, and they'll
I'll
do something
try
for
to
you
do
when
it
you
when
want
I
it.
remember is the most guy thing
Here's-
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Here's-
Or I'll take them off in a little bit. I'll take
Take
them
them
off
off in a little bit if I remember.
I got
remember.
I got the key to marriage right here, bro. Okay, Okay, here's
what
the
is
key to
that?
marriage: is that you're willing to make the sacrifices and compromises if it's the person who has the best pussy. I mean, then you can.
Well,
I mean, whatever you want.
Hey man, that's
Whatever you want.
That's
You know.
it's well said. Well said.
My
Yeah,
ex-wife, I was arguing every step of the way. Like,
Yeah.
listen, you ain't
Sure.
that good
Yeah, yeah. This isn't worth this.
for me
yeah.
to do what you want.
Yeah.
Those aren't inside slipper
Yeah,
pussies.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's
Without a doubt, that's why this marriage is doing better. It is
Yeah.
100% vanity.
Yeah. All right, I'll put the inside slippers on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, man. We all have our thing.
Yeah.
And my thing is just, if you like your rug so much, put it on the wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't let me walk on it.
Yeah. I knew
Don't
people
have
that
it
did
there.
that.
It's to be walked on. That's what it's.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, man. It's just.
No, I ain't mad at you
Yeah.
because it's not your house and you're just going over there.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Of
if you got
course.
some good dick, bro, then she should just deal with the shoes when
Hey,
you come over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's got that Ford versus Ferrari dick coming over. This ain't fucking.
Yeah.
This ain't knives out
This ain't
dick.
this ain't knives out dick. This ain't inside slipper dick.
Yeah. This ain't Irishman dick,
Yeah.
which is really long and boring. Oh man, I gotta get out of here before we go
That's pretty
on a
good.
tangent, which we already have. Listen, you guys,
Sure, man.
I'm a fucking tough critic when it comes to movies. Ask Kevin. And one of my favorite films so far this year is Ford versus Ferrari. Make sure you guys go see it and check out Sean Carrigan in that film.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
all I got to
man.
say. You got any shows coming up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing the Jungle House show this weekend.
Where's that?
It's over in North Hollywood.
Jungle House?
Yeah, Dan Lear is
Huh.
putting it together. Yeah,
Dope.
yeah,
Dope.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
this weekend?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's this weekend. And then I'm always performing at the Ha Ha.
Nice.
As usual. And, follow me on Instagram at The Real Sean Carrigan. Follow me on Twitter at Sean Carrigan. And, I post shows whenever I get
Follow
shows
him,
and
you
stuff.
guys. This way he'll post his shows when he's around. And
Yeah, man.
yeah, man. It's always great to have you, dude. I appreciate you taking the
Dude,
time.
thanks,
you're a good
man.
dude.
You're a good dude.
And I've known
You're
you
a
for a
good
long
dude.
time.
You too, Kev.
And you're a fucking great comic.
Thanks,
And I
man.
love seeing you on stage. You get
Yeah.
better every time I see you. And I love seeing you on
Thanks,
the big
man.
screen, bro.
Right on, dude.
Now let's
Thanks,
blow
buddy.
each other. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
wait, what? Oh, give me a hug. Wait, what?
What?
Only if you got your inside slippers on.
All right, you guys. Don't forget to click the link in the description and get 15% off the DeLorean Motor Company watches. And also, don't forget to click that link for to sign up for Masterclass for just $20 a month. You're helping yourself out. You're getting your life in order. Listen, you guys. New Year's resolution time is around the corner. Stop putting it off. Take a class in something that you care about. Click the link right there. And you're supporting the Homeschool Podcast at the same time. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Go to homeschoolpod.com for my upcoming shows. You can click on tour. You can also buy the Homeschool Podcast merch and just keep in touch with us on there. I want to thank Sean Carrigan for coming in today. I want to thank Kevin Lyons for being a badass motherfucking co-host.
Yeah,
damn.
dude.
And
Alright.
Yeah,
I want to
bud.
thank all of you guys for continuing to support the Homeschool Podcast. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys.
Yeah.